Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Creativity is Cool with me, your host, Emily Milling. Can you actually believe I remembered to introduce myself right at the beginning this time and not with like a weird script or anything? I just did it. I did it all by myself. I feel like that shows personal growth. I feel like that shows that I'm like, working on me. I'm trying to make things better for me. Maybe, I don't know. I also have fixed the lighting in here, so I've got my smart lights, my smart bulbs in the overhead lighting, so I can change the color temperature, which is really awesome, and then I've got my ring light. I don't know, we'll see if this lighting looks any good when it's done. But for now, today I want to talk about resistance and how it has impacted my creativity. Okay, so I was thinking, I truly believed that I was not facing any kind of resistance with my creativity. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna work on my music, I'm gonna do all these things. Literally anytime I do something creative, I'm like, I just let it flow. I just let it be. I just am with it. How wrong I was. Because this morning when I was journaling, I had a realization. You know what that was? I've been forcing myself to sit down and work on music where, I am not physically comfortable doing that. It's weird. It's okay, so first of all, here is a song from last week that I wrote that is about a massage that I got.
I know you were probably expecting something a little bit more elaborate today, given all of the music I've been sharing with you lately. But I went to a massage earlier, and I really relaxed into the moment. Even though my masseuse had some serious gastrointestinal shit going on. Yeah, her intestines were just raging the whole hour I was on the table. But even still, I was so relaxed that I canceled my yoga class and continued to do this song for you.
Okay, so I got that massage because I have a really sore glute. My left glute is always super tight. I think it's I've hyperextended my piriformis muscle, which is a butt muscle, right in the depths of your butt, in the cheek area, not in the butthole, but in the cheek area, because I sit cross-legged at my chair all the time. So every time I sit down at my chair to do any work, my butt starts hurting right on the left side, and it's so painful, and I'm ugh, I'm super uncomfortable. And then the other thing that's been causing a lot of discomfort lately is the fact that I lost a lot of weight, and then I bought some pants that are smaller because I lost the weight, but then I put some weight back on because it was Christmas time and I ate a lot of food. And also, Pando. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Sometimes, the best thing you can do is just order in and watch a movie with your favorite guy, Justin DeClue. And sometimes it happens a little more often in the winter during a Pando when you're, really bored. Anyway, so these are things that are, physically contributing to my discomfort when I'm trying to be creative. But, a while ago, many years ago, I sat down and I wrote Gross Kids songs when I was unemployed, and I treated it like a job. I was I'm gonna come in to my piano every day. I've got a list of the songs that I want to write. I'm just gonna write them. This is me playing the piano and typing, I think. I'm just gonna write them. I'm just gonna play my songs, and it worked really well. And then I did the same thing when I did the score for Impossible Horror and for Teddy Bomb. I just I sat down at designated times and I worked on them for a designated amount of time. It was designated, time. But that's not working anymore. And my life coach said to me, right at the beginning, Karen's Emily, I know you've done this before, but this is the first time you're doing this. This is the first time you are writing this particular album. And so things that have worked before may not work anymore. And I was yeah, I guess so, but I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do. Cause if this is a proven technique that has worked for me in the past, then I should probably stick with it, right? So yesterday was February 22, 2022, and at 2:22, I meditated. And I ended up meditating for like exactly 22 minutes. It was like wild. And I had this I set this intention with my yoga at the beginning of the day that I was like, I'm just gonna let the day flow. I'm not gonna try to do anything. I'm just gonna let the day flow. And then I'm also gonna be really kind to myself. And if I wanna get up and fucking move around, I'm gonna get up and fucking move around. And that's what I did. When I tell you that by the end of the day, I had a brand new song in my brain, kind of laid out in Ableton, and some lyrics for it. Oh my God. And all I had to do was let go. That's all I had to do. But I didn't know that I had all of this resistance happening. I just did not realize that the resistance, I thought all the resistance was coming from well, I've got my podcast production company, but if I'm working on that, am I really being creative? Am I really going towards my goals of having a comedy album, having an acting career, all of these things? Whereas everybody who knows me will tell you Emily is constantly doing these things. Of course she's working towards that. That is a no-brainer. She's also working on her business. That is a no-brainer. But in my mind, I'm it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. And I can't only do one thing without it messing up the rest of my life. That's just, I don't know, it's a mentality that I've had for my entire life. It's gotta be all or nothing. It's a very ADHD thing as well. So I kind of hit a turning point yesterday when I realized that first of all, for fuck's sakes, Emily, relax. That's nothing new. It's nothing fucking new. We all know that I need to relax a hell of a lot more. And then also to just let things flow. And if I want to sit down at my computer, at my keyboard, at my synth, at my guitar, whatever, that's great. If I don't want to sit there for longer than 5 minutes, that's also great. Because if I get up and go and do something else and then come back to it later, I'm not going to be so angry about it. I'm not going to be why am I being forced to sit here? Because treating things like a job in my 20s worked. Treating things like a job in my 30s does not work. I do not have that mentality of working a 9 to 5 anymore, obviously. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in almost 5 years, 3, 5. I don't even remember because time means nothing anymore. And it's quite liberating. Except that and if you've started working from home throughout the pando, you probably know that you have all this extra free time on your hands, or there's not a crushing, debilitating, someone looking over your shoulder telling you that you have to do stuff or look busy all the time because otherwise you're gonna get fired or something. Nobody's telling me to do that. Nobody has been telling me to do that for the last however many bajillions of years I've had my business and I've been working for myself. So to get through that, to punch my way through that and eventually get here, it's taken me a long time. This isn't a specific to me. This happens to a lot of entrepreneurs and they just feel well, I should sit down at 9 o'clock and by 5 o'clock I will clock out. Otherwise I will be fired. Or I have to work, I have to hustle, I have to do all the things and I have to work 80-hour weeks. Pals, I've gotten my life down to 16 to 20-hour weeks, work weeks of the business side of things. It really frustrates me because it's I have all this time freedom. I have enough money to sustain my life, to make my life comfortable and livable and happy and wonderful. And yet I feel I'm never, ever doing enough. And I feel that's part of resistance too. And so then when I sit down to write music, I'm also still feeling this soul-crushing reality. It's not even a reality. I'm feeling this feeling. I'm feeling a feeling that I should be working on little fiddly things for my business. where like I really don't need to, because the business is like, it runs like butter. It's great. It's a great business. I got great clients. I got great people working for me, with me. It's amazing. I don't have any issues with that. It's like, it's just the resistance of this idea that I can spend time doing a myriad of things. I know, totally fucking weird if you've ever met me in real life and you know that I do like 1,000 things all the time, all in one go. This is just the nature of me. So how did I get here? How did I get to a place where I don't think it's right or good to diversify all of the things? Well, it's pretty fucking simple how I got here. Like, in high school, you must choose one path for where you're gonna go to university. You must make sure that you're doing all of those things, and like from the age of 17, like stick to one thing, only do that, but it should probably be the thing that's like actually gonna make you money. And it never was. The things that actually make me money never made me money. I was always broke because I was always miserable and I was always spending all of my money all the time. But now that I'm not doing that, I'm not broke anymore. This is like a friggin' tangent of an episode. Wow. I'm collecting my thoughts. Please hold. Okay, I think I figured out what I was going to say. Basically, what it's come down to is that there is a perception of the Emily that I believe should be existing right now, and then there's the Emily that's actually existing right now. And then this person, this version of Emily who's like, I really just want to have like I want to have all the money. I don't want to do any work. I just want to like enjoy myself and have fun. She's got this idea in her head, but she just like won't stop working. And then there's this version of Emily who is the me, like I would say presently right now, who's like, yeah, man, I don't have to do all that stuff. Like, yeah, sometimes it feels really good to do some work, and sometimes it feels good to just like sit here and play a stupid game and like, but then this one comes back and she's like, fuck, would you fucking stop playing this game? Because Sims 4 isn't real life. And then this one's like, yeah, but it's actually really funny. I'm like, I accidentally trapped some people in their bedroom the other day and didn't realize why they couldn't go to the bathroom. It was a big accident. And this one's like, you need to take your life more seriously. And this one's like, that's the title of the album that I'm writing right now. Oh my God. And then this one's like, you should probably go work on that album right now. Just sit down and just like fucking do it. And this one's like, yeah, but The Sims. There's just so much friction and tension happening in my brain. So yeah, so yesterday I wanted to let go of that. I just wanted to let the day flow. I just wanted to like, que sera, sera it. When there was work to be done for my business, I did that. There wasn't a hell of a lot. When there was like some editing that I was doing for the comedy troupe that I'm also a part of, School and Around, then I did that. And I just let it happen. I let it take as long as it needed to take. I blocked off an hour in my calendar, but I didn't take an hour. I took several hours because I was like, man, I'm having fun with this. I'm like finding new ways to express creativity with some like fun different things. And like, why not create all of the little extra pieces just because it's interesting to me? You know what I mean? Yeah. If you think you're not resisting something, you might be resisting something. That's what I learned yesterday. Despite the fact that I've been working so hard on like letting things flow and letting things go. The massage I got last week was not really great. It did not get all of the knots out, so my shoulders are still like way up here. But I think I'm a little bit more relaxed, maybe, possibly. I also said to Justin the other day, like, I wonder what it would be like to like not have tension in my body. Like, what would that feel like? Because I'm basically just a dry sponge at all times. And it hurts, and it manifests in my friggin' butt, on my left butt cheek, in my glute, in my piriformis muscle. And then I sit down and I'm like, I don't want to write music because it physically is uncomfortable. But just imagine, if I let myself get up and move around a hell of a lot more, how much less my butt would hurt. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, but it's true, okay? It's true, and that's what I wanted to share with you this week because, yeah, fuck yeah. After all of that, after this massive realization, I did actually get a cool groovy tune going. I will play you a clip of that, possibly. We'll see when I edit this together. And if I don't, sorry, because I've made the decision that I'm not really ready to share that. But I'm just like really excited about it because it's a very catchy song and it's about like getting advice from people but not actually taking it or something along those lines. I'm still working out the lyrics, but that's the general overall theme of the song. And it's great.
I need advice because I don't know what to do with my life. Why look within when I could look without? Doing all the hard work and admitting all the times that I was a jerk. I know I ghosted you after your wedding, but it just got awkward.
I've got 8 tracks total that are in progress or have been written or have already been recorded. And it's about 24 minutes long, which is friggin' great. Because for this grant application, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be 30 to 35 minutes. I luckily did not give myself a specific track number, like how many tracks would be in it, but I think it's gonna be 10. So that means I'm only 2 away. Aside from, writing lyrics to some other, like, melodies and musical instrumentations, whatever, I don't know. I am a musician, but I don't know all the words, whatever. The tracks that I've written, the musical tracks that I've written, still need some lyrics. So, all that to say, the album is going really well right now. I'm very excited about it. And the more that I let go of shit, the easier it's gonna come, I think. I mean, I hope so. I'll update you next week and we'll find out if this is actually the case. Okay, before I go, I want to shout out a couple of things. I've been working on some stuff with the School and Around comedy troupe that I mentioned earlier. So here is a link to watch episode 1 of the School and Around show. And also, yes, I was doing a song a day last week. I did it for 7 days. The last one ended up being really political, and it was about the convoy in Ottawa and how much I'm really mad at them, and I feel like they need to stop. I believe they have stopped at this point, but like, goddamn. Of all the things you could protest in Canada, of all the things, there are people who still have to boil their water. There are people in Nunavut that have gasoline in their water. Of all the things, that's what you chose to protest and spend so much money on. So much public money. Like, fuck you, basically. That's my opinion on that. And so just throwing that one out there. What else? I don't know. What else do I need to shout out? Yeah, you know what? Okay, so you can find this show on YouTube, on any podcast app that you have. You can find me on Instagram at emily.milling or on TikTok at emily.milling. And you can also find this on my website, emilymilling.com. And you can also get this as a newsletter at emilymilling.com/newsletter. That's all I got for you this week. Love you. Bye.